In this how-to video, we're going to review as-built joints. I've started a new design, and I'm going to insert this assembly. The assembly came from Autodesk Inventor. Now, it was already assembled in Autodesk Inventor, so I want to take advantage of that. There's a couple of ways of doing that. The constraints implied in Autodesk Inventor don't exist anymore, you can see as I move that part. So what I want to do then is start by grounding the spider. So by grounding that can no longer move. All of the other parts, of course, can move, as you can see here. Now, as you move them, make sure that you revert back. Now, that will pop up every now and then as you move parts or bodies in the assembly. A couple of things here: as-built joint and rigid group. So I want to make a rigid group out of those two parts. Click on OK. And now they're just effectively one part. Revert back to their original position. Always important to go back to the original position because I want to take advantage of that with something called an as-built joint. Select one part, select the other, and the type is going to be a slider. That sleeve moves up and down the spider. I have to give it a couple of points so it knows where it's sliding, and now you can see the action's correct. I need to start applying other as-built joints. Revert back to the original position and go to as-built joint. And before I do that, I'm just going to turn off the visibility of that sleeve and of that crank part. Much easier to see what I need to do. So start with rigid group 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they will all act as a single part. Turn the visibility back on for sleeve. Go to Assemble, As-Built Joint. Select the two parts. Now in this case, I don't want a slider type. I want revolute, since this is going to be revolving. Select that part, and I want that one right in the middle, and every time I go to move to it, it disappears. I'm going to hold down the Control key to effectively freeze them. Now I can select that. Click OK. Turn on the visibility then of the crank. And let's do one more as-built joint so you can see that workflow. So Assemble, As-Built Joint. Select the two parts. Resolute is correctly set as type. Holding down the Control key so I can select that point in the middle and then click on OK. I've continued on with that workflow, and I've added a number of other joints and created other rigid groups. So now this spider lift is ready to operate. I'm just slowly moving that one up or down. It can't move a lot, and you can see how that would operate. One other little tip is if you want to render, for example, it's a good idea to turn off the visibility of the joints so the little joint symbols are not visible.